Hi, Algebra 1. Here is your quick quiz review video for what you have learned in Chapter 3. Let's go. So first of all, we're going to be graphing these lines. And this first line, y equals 3x minus 4, we have it in slope-intercept form. There's your slope. Remember, slope is always m. And there's your y-intercept. That's b. Y equals mx plus b. There's your slope. There's your y-intercept. So m equals 3. Remember, you can say 3 over 1. So a rise of 3, a run of 1. And your y-intercept is at 0, -4. So let's plot that point. And let's rise and run to plot more points. So up 1, 2, 3 over 1. Up 1, 2, 3 over 1. Up 1, 2, 3 over 1. It's a positive slope, so this is an increasing function. That is why it's going up the hill. That's number 1. Number 2, another equation that's given in slope-intercept form. There's your slope, and there's your y-intercept. So 0, 1 is your point, and your slope is -2/3. So already be thinking that this line is not going to be going up, it's going to be going down because the slope is negative. Plot your point as 0, 1, and then rise and run. Down 2, forward 3. Down 2, forward 3. Down 2, forward 3. Think about it. If we can go down 2, forward 3, we can also go up 2, back 3, up 2, back 3, still be on the same line. So there's your line for number 2. Next, number 3. 3 and 4, we're going to fit them both on the same plane. We talked about these in class. If we have x equals 4, think of this as a vertical line. This is a vertical line, and if you think about it in terms of an XY chart, x must be 4 every single time. But y can be anything. It can be 0. It can be a negative number like -5. It can be a positive number like 6. If we plot those points over 4 up 0, over 4 down 5, over 4 up 6, we have a vertical line. I'll draw it in blue. We have a vertical line 4 units over from the y-axis. Next, y equals -5. Think of it, like we talked about in class, as a horizontal line. If you look at it on an XY chart, y must be -5. X can be anything. Plot those points over 0, down 5, back 1, down 5, over 3, down 5. I'll plot it in red. It is a horizontal line 5 units down from the x-axis. There's not really any work to do for these. You have to know what they are when you see them. Number 5. Number 5. We can do number 5 a couple of different ways. How about let's look at it the way we were looking at finding intercepts in class. So to find the x-intercept, let y equal 0. So that's just covering up the y. So if we have 2x equals 16, remember, we let y be 0, so we're covering it up. If 2x equals 16, then x equals 16 divided by 2 is 8. So to find the x-intercept, cover up the y. Next, I'll write it right here, cover up the y. All right, to find the y-intercept, cover up the x. Boop, now we're covering up the x. Now remember, when we cover up the x, we're letting x equal 0. And if x equals 0, we have -4y equals 16. Divide by -4, divide by -4, y, whoop, not y, Hendry. Da, 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 da. Thank you for the magic tape. There we go. Boop. Cover up the x. Negative 4 equals 16. Divide by negative 4. Divide by negative 4. We get negative 4, because negative 4 times negative 4 equals the 16. So these are actually our intercepts, which are 2 points that we can easily plot. Over 8, up 0, over 0, down 4. Here is our line. Now, another way that we could have done this same problem, and I will use an index card to do it that way, is we could solve for y. If we solve for y here, 2x minus 4y equals 16. If I want to get that y by itself, the first thing I would do would be to move the 2x over. Minus 2x minus 2x, negative 4y equals negative 2x plus 16. Divide by negative 4. Divide by negative 4, divide every single term by negative 4, cancel. We get y equals negative 2 over negative 4, which is positive 1/2 x. 16 divided by negative 4 is negative 4. And we have a slope of 1/2 and a y-intercept at negative 4. So it's the same y-intercept we already knew, and the slope is 1/2. We can check that. Up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. Yep, it works. So we can graph that one either way, by finding the intercepts and plotting the points, or by solving for y. And when we solve for y, that means we're putting it in slope-intercept form. So read your directions carefully and do what is asked. Next, we're finding the slope. And when we find the slope, we need to use the slope formula. M equals y number 2 minus y number 1 over x number 2 minus x number 1. Remember, these little numbers are called subscripts, and they really don't have any mathematical value. No mathematical value. They're just helping us organize our information. So if we are going to plug these into the slope formula, this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2. So plugging them into the slope formula, in order to find the slope, slope is lowercase m, remember, we will get negative 6 minus 7 over 0 minus 4. Negative 6 minus 7 over 0 minus 4. That is negative 13 over negative 4, which is the same as just 13 over 4. No need to reduce the fraction. Let's go to the next one. Once again, this is x1, this is y1. This is x2, this is y2. We're plugging it into the slope formula, which you must know. M equals 7 minus 4 over negative 3 minus negative 3. Minus a negative is going to turn into plus a positive. So we will be adding there. What do we end up with? We end up with 3 over 0. What? Can we divide by 0? No. And if we think about slope in terms of rise and run, what kind of line never runs? A line that never runs only rises. That means that it's a vertical line. And a vertical line has an undefined slope. There you go. So number 2, 0 is on the bottom. The slope is undefined. Number 3, we're finding the slope. y2 minus y1, negative 8 minus 10 over 4 minus negative 2. That's 4 plus 2. That is negative 18 over 6. That is equal to negative 3. That's how we find the slope. This is the slope formula. You must know it. Last, find the missing coordinate if the slope is negative 1/2. There's our slope. And we have 2 given points. Remember the 2 given points? x1, y1, x2, y2. This is m. So if this is our slope formula, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, we need to use substitution and fill in what is given. So I'll write it one more time. And then we're going to work across the page here. So m is negative half, equals y2 minus y1, negative 8 minus r over 5 minus 3. 5 minus 3. So let's simplify where we can, which is right there. So we end up with negative half equals negative 8 minus r over 5 minus 3 is 2. Now we have a fraction set equal to a fraction. And when two fractions are set equal, we will solve the proportion by cross multiplying. So it will look like this. 2 times negative 8 minus r equals 2 times negative 1. Remember to use parentheses. And then we will distribute. And then we will solve. So now we have negative 16 minus 2r equals negative 2. Add 16 to both sides. And we get negative 2r equals 14. Divide by negative 2. Divide by negative 2. R is negative 7. So our missing coordinate r, which is right there, equals negative 7. We will have a problem like that in your ALEX assignment and also on your quiz on Friday. Thank you. Goodbye.